ShopDog says, welcome back to a Pontiac video, in which I still sound like I'm a goner. Alright, I see a bunch of parts showing up. Oh, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. So, ShopDog says he doesn't care. So what have we got today?
So for the exhaust, 2 1/4 inch just scraps to get that together. Back where we cut it apart. Donuts.
I don't see bolts.
For the exhaust. Bolts are in the box. And oddly enough, a starter that they just happen to have at O'Reilly. So I'm curious, even though it said it'll fit, if that's the right starter. So we'll see. Maybe we'll put the starter on that thing.
Yeah, you just never know. Yeah, because before the engine goes in, we should have the flex plate on there and verify that the starter meshes.
So box showed up from Ames Performance.
In Iowa.
If you'll read from Iowa?
Well, Ames is in Iowa.
Oh.
In Ames, Iowa.
Oh, okay.
Literally, like with the school, we've been there. We've literally been there in old cars.
I know. Okay, anyway, sorry. You remember mats?
I think we're doing pretty good. I think we may take the Impala mats and throw in here to have, like we did in the back, to have it start relaxing the carpet with a mat.
Why don't I just get some mats?
Well, you should probably get some mats, but I think in the short term, we'll just throw the Impala mats in here.
Oh, I can have mats in a week, I think.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Now that we've seen that, let's see how easy it is to get mats in a week.
Our fitting guide.
Oh, I like that that includes cutting stuff. Hey, those are way bigger than those cloth ones you tried. Oh, and they're like the Impala ones, nice and heavy. I like those rubbery ones. They last like 1,000 years.
So they even provided instructions back in that box on how to cut these for bucket seat cars. This, I think, is a driver's side one. Apparently they have to be cut. There's a little template here. You cut this out and you put it somewhere and it tells you where to cut it. So.
Or we photocopy it and cut that.
Yeah, we do that. So yeah, these are nice, big, thick mats. So we'll see how they fit in the car. We'll do that today too.
Perfect. Okay, so the front ones look pretty good. That actually goes right around the accelerator pedal and everything. And I heard tell that the one on that side looks good. Now we're going to have to see about the ones in the back, the ones that may need cut for the seat brackets. We'll see how that goes here.
I thought he vacuumed that out.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. Oh, okay, that's why, because then it has to kind of relieve that one. I think you've got the one for this side. So, I see why the relief now. Okay, while they're in there deciding how to cut those mats, I'm going to show you my faux pas, because I ordered all these connectors from Mauser, and they come on the machine feed strip, so they have to be cut out at the same time they're crimped. Well, what that means is I get to cut them and then take them to the grinder and grind them. The big thing is, for the 56 series ones, I ordered more individuals, but those, I had to use them. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's like these rings, I'll still use them, but yeah, I gotta pay attention. Turns out that dash L means that they're on long leads. Didn't expect that. Okay, we figured we better just see. Yeah, those are going to work just fine. So, and then those get these little shaping blocks and a little pillow block. It all goes together. So, yeah, those will fit our pipe. These don't actually take a donut. It just is a pull flange. So, we don't even have to get that crazy. So, oddly enough, Napa showed that these donuts were needed for this car. So that one has a flange built in. Let me verify that this one, yeah, this one's also flanged built in. So, okay, not our problem. Totally remembers us putting this old starter on the bench last week, but we don't. ShopDog remembers though, because he remembers everything. But he definitely wants to see if these even look at all the same. Okay, we were checking gear count, distances, checking the bushing and everything, and they look like they're the same. So we're going to go ahead with this aftermarket garbage and see how it goes. One thing I definitely notice is this nut is on a different side, so we'll have to see if that matters to us. It may not. Okay, and because it's always easier to check stuff out on the engine stand, we're going to verify that we clear the new oil pan. It shouldn't be a big problem, but you just want to make sure. So we cleaned up our bolts. Yeah, that's moving in. It looks like it's clearing just fine. So what you missed was us doing the super fun and scary swap these so that that is in the same spot it is on this one, because we do seem to recall on the motor mount we did have a bracket supporting the back of the starter, and if we did, we're going to keep using that. Yeah, that's not going to interfere. Oh, perfect. Yeah, better to find that out now than when that thing's above your face under the car. Always a pain. So while we're waiting for the ones that I reordered for Diesel's project, I'll use some of the ones I ordered for one of my projects since I don't need them anytime soon. So we'll keep moving. We've got connectors. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so you can see this is actually, like I said, this actually goes pretty quick. So I have routed starter solenoid, high beam, left turn, or low beam, high beam, right turn, horn, park light. I've still got to do those. I've got to build those. I've got a few here to do. I did do that. I'm not putting these in since we've got the Dakota. I did do ignition feed, battery input, and coil. So I just got to build up this aux, which is this short orange one, and get a short little brake switch jumper, which I probably have one. I got to figure out which one he needs on his, because there's two different ends. So I'll go from there, figure out about how long it needs to be, and get that terminated as well. Okay, so we got the correct connector for his brake switch, and we've got our aux harness on. And now I hear them in here working. So we're going to come and see how things are going. Oh, I see what we're doing. We're working on the cutting of the seats. So, yeah, because from the factory, they cut them if you had a bucket seat, and they left them alone if you had a bench. So, that's what we're doing. And, yeah, looks like she's trying to get it nice and close. Yeah, see, ShopDog corrected Kevin. Kevin was going to just start painting, and ShopDog's like, no. You're putting some tape, you're putting some paper up, you know. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Well, here, you want to see this? So this is what we painted. I think we painted this last year.
Yeah, it's been a while.
This goes right there.
Yeah,
So the
and
idea
I
is to
love
do all
that
of this
nice
here.
kind of mattish finish.
It's good. Yeah, we'll do the same thing here. Make it all look the same.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so I'm almost ready to terminate this end. All we did for the wiper feed, because I had to reuse these connectors, I don't know that I have these exact ones, is we just depin the old ones as we found them. And I was able to find, you know, from other kits, you know, wiper feed, wiper switch low, you know, so here's the washer ground, here's low speed, here's high speed ground. So that'll work perfectly. And that way I can already have it pre-loomed. So I just got to put their male ends in, get them in there, and that one can be loomed up. It's already been tested and it already fits. And while I'm doing that, ShopDog can't even believe this. He's like, what are you doing? Come on, take the whole car apart to paint it. You know better. So, nope, he's got her taped off. Ready to kind of do a nice little Craigslist rebuild here. Okay, so here is this harness. It's not loomed or anything. It's not terminated, but that block is built. Okay, so this is the light harness. You can see it's got the auxiliary that we're going to add, the brake switch, the wiper switch, and then all the stuff for the headlights and the turn signals and the horn are right here to get up over the fender, and then from there they're going to break out. So good idea to just leave that alone at that point. The next one I've got to look at is what's called the engine harness. There's a couple things I don't know yet. Now, I don't know how long this is going to be. This is the trigger wire for the starter because I wanted to use that tube that they had because it's pretty cool. I haven't decided if I'm feeding the alternator and the cab from the starter stud like I do in a lot of GM vehicles, or if I'm taking them to the battery terminal yet. So just left that main feed really long just in case. These two are going to go up. This is the ignition feed for the HEI. Normally this would go to the coil signal on the HEI, but it's actually going to be a wire off of the Sniper, I believe. But, you know, those will go up there. This, I know it says oil now, but this is our fuel pump trigger. This orange wire is going to go up for our TH400 switch. And then from whatever we do for the switch, we do have, boy, where did I set it? Well, somewhere there's a bag with a new TH400 kickdowns. Here it is. So here is our actual TH400 switch. That goes from the tranny up to the switch, so that when you got the throttle wide open or very open, you know, it'll trigger. So that's that. This is our AC trigger. This will go up to the pressure sensor that'll be near the accumulator, and then we'll run it back up to the engine. This is the ignition feed for the EFI. So this tells the EFI, hey, turn on, because that does get its power directly from the battery. So we'll keep looming. Doc says, is there anything more exciting than watching paint dry?
No, there isn't.
One of the things we were worried about is getting set up for our TH400 kickdown switch, which obviously these are the connectors that used to go to the factory one when it had that, I think it was a 4GC carb, but whatever. This is what the car came with, this goofy micro switch thing, whatever, that didn't seem to work. We were getting ready to order and modify a factory setup, or somewhere, if I could find it, I have a B&M kickdown setup. And then it dawned on me, we have a computer, and that computer is measuring throttle position. And one of the things we have on that computer, because we only have a Sniper, so it's pretty basic, one of the things we have is the AC, let me find it here, right here. Pin 6, output pin 6, which is a gray wire. In fact, I think it's even already partially populated. I have control of that in Sniper software. I can set what throttle position sensor it's going to do it. I can tell it if I've got a temperature limit, which I won't in this case. Yeah, the other nice thing is, if I really wanted to, I could also have it kick on a fan if we were in that, but this car currently is only going to have mechanical fan. However, we are setting it up for the future just in case he decides he does have to go to electric fans, which he doesn't want to if he doesn't have to. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So now that we know that, all I need is a relay. So I can use the Sniper to run the kickdown, and then we'll even be able to go in. I don't know that we can do that with the handheld. I think we'll have to do that in, you know, in the computer. But you know, it's 5 minutes of work. So we can set that up however we want it. So I think in your typical like truck application, car application, I believe the kickdown happens somewhere around 60% throttle. Somewhere in that range where you're telling the 400, hey, you know, don't freaking upshift here. Let's either downshift or move down because we're going up a hill, we're under load for whatever reason. So that is going to work out for us. Ooh, Ollie's excited. He thinks it's about time for us to close this video out. It is Mother's Day. Somebody has to go buy her Mother's Day dinner so that her daughter can feed her. And Ollie is curious about what we're doing tonight with, I don't know, maybe enchiladas. Diesel's got to do a little more painting. And I think we're going to close it out here. I've got to let this RTV dry. We have figured out how we're doing the kickdown. So if you recall, that was this thin orange wire right here. That's going to go to a relay, and we would just use it for both sides, and then for the feed, which will be that wire right there, and then the sniper will provide a ground to flip the relay to do the kick down, and that kick down, of course, is right here. Okay, yeah, I don't want to monkey with that. And you'll note that has one wire on it. There's two versions of that switch. Apparently at some point in life they stopped relying on ground through the case, so this one we will actually not be using the black wire, just the orange wire. But there are versions of the switch where the ground is actually done in the harness, as opposed to just grounding it through the transmission. So at this point, I gotta say, there's not much more for us to do here, just waiting on paint. So ShopDog says what?
Thanks for watching.